When you get these, I mean, this is the actual photo.
Clay Mountcastle can't contain his excitement.
For people that love history, I mean, this kind of stuff, you can spend hours looking at it.
Artifacts and keepsakes from complete strangers have been filling his mailbox almost daily.
This is a piece of an instrument panel from an aircraft that he worked on in Vietnam, all the way from Da Nang.
The executive director of the Virginia War Memorial is embarking on a mission.
Mr. Sutherland was a radio operator with the Special Forces in Vietnam.
Clay is documenting stories of veterans who have largely been ignored.
Come to find out that later on in his career, Mr. Rivas served on Air Force One.
The exhibit, 50 Years Beyond the Vietnam Veteran Experience, opens at the end of the month, coinciding with the anniversary of the Paris Peace Accords.
When you open these various packages.
When he started searching for veterans, Dr. Mountcastle didn't know how many warriors would respond.
I was hopeful that we would get at least 50 because we wanted to do 50 years beyond, 50 veterans, and we got over 1,000 submissions.
When I got off that plane, I kissed the ground because I know what we have here.
It really makes the two-dimensional war become a three-dimensional thing.
Clay and his colleague Crystal Kuhn spent months traveling to the four corners of the Commonwealth, interviewing men and women eager to tell their tale.
We had a gentleman who served in the Marine Corps, and he pulled out his wallet, and he still carries a list of all of the men in his unit that didn't come back from Vietnam.
Halfway through, they'll unearth a memory that, wow, they hadn't thought about that since. And it really just makes the interview that much more memorable. It really makes it gold.
And I think I discovered that night something about fear.
And I opened up this envelope.
For Clay, the gathering of materials is a race against Father Time.
We have fewer than 50% of our Vietnam veterans still alive with us. And more every year are leaving us. There needs to be a sense of urgency.
The stories allow visitors to hear from witnesses in their own words.
Taking care of a 19-year-old triple amputee who only needed skin grafts for his stumps.
There's a certain personal connection that comes from hearing a story from the person that, experienced it.
This journey is a learning experience even for fellow veterans like Clay Mountcastle.
One thing that I've learned in this whole experience is there is no greater pride in this country than that which you will find with Vietnam veterans.
The exhibit, months in the making, is more than just honoring forgotten heroes. It's also allowing the veterans, in a small way, to heal.
They had to endure decades of kind of living in that shadow and just, in a large part, being ignored by their country. Well, no longer.
The exhibit, 50 Years Beyond the Vietnam Veteran Experience, opens at the Virginia War Memorial on January 28th. It will remain open through the spring of 2024. For Heroes Among Us, I'm Greg McQuade, CBS 6 News.